Ready to go back to green. We are more than halfway through this race, and a lot on Brett Moffitt's shoulders right now. This youngster who drove so well in the E-Series in a Joe Gibbs car today, and right now he restarts out front.
Nice, good, clean restart by the front row. Whoa, we see some debris flying up through the air. What was that? Don't know if we're going to get a caution on that, but maybe it flew out of the groove. But we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to ask the NASCAR officials if they're if they also see it.
And I'll tell you what, Greg Pursley still smoking.
Good battle going into turn 3, and Pursley, yeah, right there, was smoking once again. But Mike, we talked about it. You run all the oil out of the car. If it does have an oil leak, your engine's not going to live very long. Caution coming out this time by, and I'll bet it was for that debris. Yeah, the NASCAR officials are letting us know debris on the track.
Well, the yellow has come out once more. You saw the debris fly on that restart. Brett Moffitt, our leader, after 61 laps. As we get ready to go back to green, Brett Thompson, who was running in the top 5, has come down pit road. He's no longer there, but we have some new names up in the top 5 trying to chase down Brett Moffitt.
Yeah, we've completely shuffled the deck with all the cars up front. Brett Moffitt is out in front right now. Nice, good, clean restart once again. Nice and even.
And how about Michael Self? We haven't talked about him in that red 88. Right alongside Moffitt. Pursley smoking as he has all day is right behind him.
That car has definitely not stopped smoking. No mosquitoes around the track from that car being out there, that's for sure. But almost a little contact getting into turn 3.
The 88 driven for a couple of seasons by Jamie Dick and just got punted up high, and that allowed Moffitt to take the lead, and also is going to allow Pursley, who looks like he may be slipping a little bit if he's dropping some oil on the track, to get alongside him.
If he is, he's slipping in his own fluid now.
Are you as amazed as I am that Pursley is still in this race?
I am amazed, really. I'm surprised that the officials haven't posted him and taken a look at his car even further. Oh, a little car, some little swerving coming down the front straightaway, but everybody makes it through without a problem. Jonathan Gomez now on the inside of Jonathan Hale. He's going to try to get past him, and here's another good battle. That's Augie Vidovich on the inside again. Here's 2 fast cars that are right here. The number 22 of Jonathan Gomez.
And how about that black car, number 8, Johnny Borneman, back in the race. Great job by his crew and crew chief Kevin Cram to get that car fixed and back out on the racetrack.
Well, whatever problems that they had with that car, looks like they've got it fixed now, because he is charging right along with the lead lap cars. Run is exactly where Jason Bowles is on the track.
Oh, and at the start-finish line, we've got a spin. It's the 4 car. That's the 4 car of Dennis Dyer has turned around and come to a stop. Caution is out. What does that mean, folks? That means we're going to have a shootout for the finish here at Phoenix. Welcome back to Phoenix, ready to go green. We have got just under 10 laps remaining. Brett Moffitt, Greg Pursley out front. Restart now is critical.
Well, that last caution was definitely not what Brett Moffitt wanted to see, because he had such a huge lead, but now everyone's tightened back up again.
And you know what? The 5 best cars in this race are now at the front of the field. You see Holmes, you see Bowles, you see David Mayhew. Moffitt out in front, Pursley's right behind. Oh, my! Pursley turns Moffitt around. My goodness, the leader is into the wall, and Greg Pursley takes the lead. Oh.
Well, let's look at the replay of it. They're going up the track. Look, at Moffitt's a little bit loose as he comes off the corner. That's why Pursley got in the back of him. Moffitt gets a little bit loose, breaks that momentum. He slows down a little bit, and Pursley hit him.
Caution is out. Oh, what a finish we're going to have.
To the green. Pursley's still pushing that smoke out of the car.
You're right, it's a drag race. Side by side, it's Pursley and Holmes, and don't count out Jason Bowles.
They're
right
rubbing
behind
fenders.
him.
And you know, it'd be interesting to see what Jason Bowles is saying on the radio right now. He's riding right behind Greg Pursley, and he's getting hit with all that smoke that he's spewing.
And I wonder if he's getting hit with any oil.
Well, if I'm a driver out there, I'm getting mad behind the wheel, because I see a guy in front of me spewing smoke, possibly throwing oil. If I'm getting oil underneath the tires and I'm sliding around, I'm on the radio to my spotter to get the officials involved.
Yeah, and it's the final laps of the race. You want as good a finish as you can possibly have. And Greg Pursley, though, still is up to speed right on the bumper of David Mayhew. Whoa, there's trouble in turn 3. That is Wong who turns around. Kyle Kelly in the 7. Brett Thompson is up against the wall. Caution is out. My goodness, that's not what the guys up front wanted, particularly Eric Holmes.
Yeah, a couple of guys out there took some pretty hard hits in the wall. Brett Thompson was one of them, but Kyle Kelly, he definitely had the hardest hit into Brian Wong. But we're going to go back and look at the replay of this and how it unfolded. And, yeah, you can see the 89 of Brian Wong. He jumped on the binders watching the 61 spinning around. Kyle Kelly just ran right in the back of him, nowhere to go.
Pretty obvious we've got a mess here. The red flag is out. And then we will have a green-white checker finish. Ready for a green-white checker finish. The word from NASCAR, we'll get one shot at it. Eric Holmes, David Mayhew will restart on the front row. Greg Pursley, still smoking, is right there on row 2.
Well, you know, in traditional rules, they usually get a couple of chances at a green-white checkered, but this time around, so many cautions, 2 red flags, they said, no, we're just going to give it one shot.
Hey, look at the restart for Eric Holmes. It's a great one, and Eric Holmes out in front, David Mayhew right behind him as we come down towards the finish of this race here at Phoenix.
Good battle for 4th on back. You can see Greg Pursley trying to hold off the advances of the cars behind him, and Jonathan Gomez is right there. So is Augie Vidovich.
Eric Holmes looking awfully comfortable to take the white. Oh, my goodness, there is Augie Vidovich. He gets bumped by Gomez. He comes around. Josh Combs is in it. Moses Smith is in it. A mess on the front straightaway. And this race will end under the yellow flag. And that means that Eric Holmes has won this race. You have to feel great for Bill McAnally. You have to feel great for Eric Holmes.
And what a huge turnaround it is for Eric Holmes. He fell out in the very first race of the season, finished dead last. Now he comes back and wins at Phoenix, one of the biggest races on the schedule. But when you look back at this replay, right there, Gomez got loose coming off the corner, had nowhere to go, got up into Augie Vidovich, and that is where all of the contact and the whole accident took place. Everybody's momentum breaks, and when you come down this front straightaway, it's so narrow. It's like running down a tunnel, and everyone else piles right in.
And if you're Augie Vidovich, Josh Combs, Moses Smith, you'd had a good day until the last lap. Ouch, that hurts. Well, the great day goes to Eric Holmes as he is the winner here in the Jimmie Johnson Foundation 100. We'll head to victory lane and talk with our winner in just a moment.
Eric Holmes emerges in victory lane at Phoenix International Raceway for the first time. He's won championships, but you can see on his face how excited he is for this crew to come home a victor at Phoenix International Raceway. First victory as well for Matt Grosner as the crew chief. Eric, you mentioned on the radio with that last restart, I want to be on the outside, right? And they talked you into it, but what was the difference on the outside that propelled you to victory?
Well, it just seems like if you get pinched off getting into one, you just can't get the run off, and you're not up in the RPMJ, you don't got enough speed, so I held Greg down. He did a great job racing me hard and giving me the room, and I held him down good enough to get the run off too, so I was hoping I can do it again. David started to go Laurie on that start, and I just went, so I jumped him pretty good on the start, but you got to do what you got to do on the green-white checkers.
You finished second here twice. How sweet is it to be P1 for the first time here at Phoenix?
It's great. I won a race here in the old Southwest Tour cars, and we dominated that day, and I've always wanted to get back in victory lane, and the Napa Toyota was great today, and my crew chief Matt did a great job. The whole team, great pit stops, and glad to be back in victory lane. It's been a long time for us.
Eric Holmes won 3 races last year. He starts off with the second race of the season, a victor at the biggest racetrack in the West Series schedule.
And a very happy Eric Holmes, Jason Bowles, and I think Greg Pursley ought to be happy with that 3rd place finish, Derek.
He should be really happy. He spent the whole race smoking like crazy, and he still was able to come home with a podium finish.
Brett Moffitt led for a while, ends up finishing 11th in this race. Moses Smith, Josh Combs, Augie Vidovich, all involved in that wreck on the front straightaway. Brett Thompson did not have the finish that he wanted here. Had a good car. And our pole sitter, Andrew Myers, finishes 27th.
And an equally tough day for Paulie Haraka. He finishes 29th.
How about Greg Pursley? Smoking all day long, still with a 3rd place finish, and he's now with Jim Trader.
Survival of the fittest, Greg Pursley. You had a very fast race car, but that oil leak certainly had to change your plans during the race.
Yeah, it kind of put us back. We had to come in and lift the hood, and I guess I don't know if it was the oil line or what, but we had to wrap it up and go to the back and come in a couple more times, fix it, and I don't see how we made it up there, but it was a lot of fun racing with those guys, and it was a really good finish tonight for the GPM Performance Parts car, barring what happened here. So we'll take the points and go home and go to another race.